Welcome back to Factual America, your trusted source for hard-hitting analysis of the technological, political, and cultural changes shaping our great nation. Today, we're exposing a development that could fundamentally transform the American way of life, and not for the better. We're talking about the coming digital ID, a government-backed, all-encompassing system that claims to offer convenience and security, but could end up controlling almost every aspect of your existence. Right now, you probably feel free. You have your wallet, your keys, your phone, maybe even a physical driver's license or passport. But what if the government told you that all your basic credentials, your right to travel, to access your money, even to log in online, had to go through one ultra-powerful digital ID system? Would you feel more secure, or would you worry that this was one step too close to Big Brother? Let's be clear. Digital ID is not just coming. In many ways, it's already here. International organizations, the United Nations, World Economic Forum, and even some American policymakers are pushing the idea as the future of identity. They tout convenience, safety, and protecting us from fraud. But what lies beneath the glossy promises? To fully comprehend what's at stake, let's take a quick look at what a digital ID actually is. Picture a single, government-issued digital profile containing your name, address, date of birth, medical records, vaccine status, banking information, employment history, and even biometric identifiers like fingerprints or facial scans. All tied together, updated in real time, and accessible via your smartphone or computer. They market this as modern, seamless, and efficient. Imagine, no more passwords, no more lost documents, no more standing in line at the DMV, just one face scan or fingerprint, and you can file your taxes, fly, check into a hotel, or access your bank accounts. It sounds convenient until you consider the dark side. So what's the catch? Let's start with freedom. Right now, your physical ID is just a piece of plastic. But with a digital ID, access to basic services becomes conditional. Imagine if your ability to log into your bank, buy groceries, access healthcare, or even post online was dependent on approval from a centralized digital authority. Had a minor legal dispute, posted the wrong opinion, suddenly you're locked out, just like that. And don't think this is far-fetched. Let's take a look at China. There, a centralized social credit system already dictates who can buy a plane ticket, who gets a loan, or even who can ride the subway. All tracked, scored, and supervised by digital means. Is this the model we want for America? A system where political dissent, a mistake, or the wrong friends can shut you out from society? Now you might think, but this is America. It can't happen here. But consider recent pushes for vaccine passports, which require digital proof of health for access to travel, gyms, even restaurants. Many Americans were alarmed, and for good reason. It was a test run for something much broader. Let's ask the real question. Who controls your digital ID? Is it the government, a private tech giant, or do you hold the keys? In most proposals, whether it's the European Union, Canada, or certain US states, the issuer maintains significant hidden control. They can add, change, or revoke your credentials. And you might not even find out until you're denied service. Think about the unprecedented power this hands to bureaucrats and unelected administrators. IDs are not just about who you are, but what you do, where you go, and who you associate with. With digital ID, all that data is collected, cross-referenced, and potentially used against you without your knowledge. But Factual America viewers, we know our Constitution. The founders created strong protections because they understood the dangers of centralized power. But fast-moving digital technology risks outpacing laws written for a world of quills and parchment. Are we prepared to guard our liberty against this new digital threat? Let's dig even deeper. What could digital ID actually enable? Think mass surveillance. A so-called secure ID could quickly become a tool for tracking your every move. Did you remember to check in at work? Did you attend that protest? Did you visit a gun store, a church, or a political rally? The digital ID would know, and so would those with access to your records. Of course, all this requires data, lots of data, your fingerprints, face scans, even your live location. And where there is data, there is risk. Risk from hackers and, dare we say, risk from abuse by those who manage the databases. Remember the recent hacks at major healthcare and credit institutions? Imagine if, instead, everything was tied to your one digital identity, and once introduced, there's no going back. The infrastructure for digital IDs could easily be linked with other controversial proposals, like central bank digital currencies, social media logins, or even a climate carbon passport that tracks your energy use, miles traveled, or meat consumption. That's not conspiracy. That's the vision some world leaders are openly floating. Here's an important twist. This is not just about the left or the right. While many Americans assume such projects come mostly from left-wing globalists, big tech and financial elites across the spectrum are eager for digital ID. Why? Because data is the new oil. Every click, transaction, or even movement is monetized. Your identity becomes their profit center. But what happens if your entire life is monetized, down to your very identity? Will dissenting opinions or freedom of choice survive when access to your digital world can be revoked with a click? The chilling effect is very real. Even if you have nothing to hide, who decides what's acceptable and what's not? Now, you may hear total denials from some officials. Don't worry, it's voluntary, they say. But remember, a system designed to be optional can quickly become mandatory. Already, some airports, banks, and schools have begun requiring certain digital credentials or biometric logins. The move from convenience to requirement, it's just a matter of legislative language or corporate policy. For those thinking you can just opt out, think again. Try living without a driver's license, a bank account, or health insurance today. Now imagine all those use cases locked behind a single digital, revocable gatekeeper, and watch as the unverified become second-class citizens, shut out from everyday life. Supporters will argue, but look at all the fraud and inefficiency digital ID solves. Sure, fraud is a problem, but the solution isn't to create a master key the government or big tech can use to open or lock every door. It's like burning your house down to get rid of a termite. Let's pivot to another twist. Even if you trust the current administration or your favorite big tech CEO, what about the next ones? Who controls a system when political power shifts? Every new law or executive order can expand or restrict what your digital ID enables. That's building tyranny in slow motion. And there's the question of human error. No computer system is flawless. What happens when you're wrongly flagged? When your digital profile is hacked? When your biometric scan fails and you can't access your money or prove you are who you say you are? Right now, people suffer for weeks or months when banks freeze accounts on the suspicion of fraud. With digital ID, that nightmare could become instant and universal. Some say it's already too late. But Americans are waking up. Across the heartland, people are questioning not just the technology, but the entire mindset of default surveillance, digital tracking, and hyper-centralized authority. Now, let's look at alternatives. Some tech experts and privacy advocates propose decentralized, voluntary ID options. Run more like a passport than a prison. Digital tools can protect privacy if designed with true freedom in mind. But the dominant trend is clear. Push for centralization. Push for more control. You may be thinking, what can I do? First, raise awareness. Share videos, join organizations, and write to your representatives. Demand clear, enforceable privacy laws before a digital system is set in stone. Second, support technology and policy that empower the individual, not the bureaucrat. Here's something to ponder. Will you own your identity, or will it be owned by the government and Silicon Valley? Will tomorrow's America be a place where freedom is the starting point, or is every liberty simply permission, granted or denied, by digital gatekeepers? And here's one more twist. Some in power say this is inevitable. Just accept it, they say. But America was built on refusing the supposed inevitable. Every time bureaucrats said, that's just how things are, true patriots stood up and said, not in our country. So what do you think? Are you ready to hand your identity and all your freedoms over to a central authority? Or will Americans stand up, demand accountability, and preserve our God-given rights in the digital age? That's all for today on Factual America. Make your voice heard. Comment below. Have you encountered digital ID in your life already? Are you concerned or excited? What other topics do you want us to investigate next? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to wake up friends and neighbors. Together, we can keep America free, both in the real world and the digital one. Until next time, stay informed, stay vigilant, and God bless.